Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for a bench press day. And as you guys can see as I'm doing this, benching is getting a little harder because what I'm doing with my movements more and more, I'm trying to focus upon getting the longest possible range of motion on movements, most of them other than just rows at the moment, which means I'm trying to stretch the pecs as far as possible. So notice how low my elbows go, right? I'm pausing on all the benching. I'm taking a slightly wider grip. I'm really using almost no arch. I'm getting tight, but my arch really isn't there. I'm almost flat back. And accordingly, I mean, even 3 reps of 315 with that long pause on the third one was pretty hard. But here's the thing. I'm not concerned with the performance not being, the best there. Such as when I'm really arching and taking a slightly narrower grip and getting more tricep into it. Because I'm trying to make my pecs get as big as possible and trying to improve my mobility. And how do we improve mobility? We have to train deep stretches on everything. So my goal with most of my training right now is, can I stretch muscles? I mean, a few things, rows, I'm not as worried because I just like doing barbell rows at the moment. But when I go to add pull-ups later, once my shoulders allow me, I am going to try to do those from a dead hang every time, okay? But with the benching, as you guys can see, this is pretty much flat back benching, right, or just the pinkies outside of the rings now. So we're taking a nice wide grip, right? We're letting it stretch the pecs at the bottom. I'm letting it sink on each rep. We're pausing each rep. And again, the chest pump and the burn is pretty intense from this. And I think what I want to do for these, because again, I run out of reps real quick with the stretching. I noticed on the second real rep set, it got really hard. The first set wasn't bad. So I may go to just 275 and just focus on quality reps. If I get 6, 7, whatever I happen to get on those. All right, rowing though, I'm just doing my traditional barbell rows here mainly because they work, my back is jacked. But as I get the health improved, I'm probably going to start using these as a secondary exercise. I will probably do dead hang pull-ups after the benching. But for now, I'm like, it's just easier for me to set up because these workouts can run a little long with all the volume. I don't want to keep rotating through a bunch of different back exercises and set up dumbbells, all that stuff. Although I might want to set up some dumbbells and just do dumbbells for a workout or two also, because you do get that intense stretch on those, right? So it might be worth doing. Might be the direction I go also. But again, here on the benching, I felt like I was just running out of steam with my chest real quick. The last one, I didn't even get to 10 reps on that set with 245. I'm like, we're done, right? And superset it with rows. And I also realized, okay, on the incline, I'm able to do reps now on incline. I'm able to handle reps a little bit more. And I think it's because my mobility is improving. I can feel the difference in my ability to touch my chest from the pullovers. I feel like the pullovers are really money there. And I still don't have phenomenal range of motion on those, right? I still don't have phenomenal range of motion. I'm going to get there. But here's the thing with this. I took a wide grip on this. I'm now outside the rings. I paused on my clavicle on every rep, okay? I am touching the collarbone, pausing. I got 9 reps of 225 doing it this way. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Again, the chest stretch and burn was fantastic. And, again, a lot of people are going to say, so what's going to be the result of this? Well, my bench is going to go up. Okay? If I get my pecs, the entire pec and my triceps as big as possible through a lot of these stretch-mediated movements, if I choose to do a powerlifter bench style again, isn't my max going to be higher? Okay? And that's what people have to understand from a workload perspective. If I build my benching with that wider grip and the more flat back up to the numbers I was hitting for rep work with a power bench, I am objectively stronger because I'm taking it through a deeper stretch. My pecs will be bigger. I'll have better mobility. Okay? Now, if we're doing all that training in those more lengthened positions, also think in terms of injury. So let's say I do go to do a power bench, which is a little bit more arch and all that, and it is a little more of a partial. You see my face from that incline. It's like you can tell it was burning. So I'm also less likely to tear a pectoral, less likely to hurt a shoulder, because everything is already used to being stretched to further positions. Okay? It's going to make it a lot easier. Make it a lot easier. You know, and it's also some, you know, take some of that, you know, obviously I'm listening to some of what Jamie's saying, but I also know some extremely ridiculously strong benchers. I know one guy, and he comments on my stuff all the time. If you guys watch for him, he uses his real name. The guy's benched 600 pounds raw in competition before. I think his best is 6'11". Chatted with him before. He's like, really? He's like, I just did hypertrophy work. I just got my upper body and pecs as big as possible. Just got them as big as possible. And then when it came time to max on bench press, I just took the widest grip that I could comfortably do, which was, you know, near the end of meet legal. Did a little bit of an arch and just blasted up 600 pounds. Okay. You guys see me chatting with Jared Burton. Guy benches like 550 raw as a master's. Pause work, pause work, pause work. So here's the thing. Come in and do tricep work. Build my triceps, build my biceps. So what am I doing with biceps there? Getting stricter and stricter. Now I'm just like, let me get that long range of motion. Let me take the muscle through the longest range of motion in the joint, right? So in that case, I'm leaning forward a little bit so that it is contracted hard at the top. And I'm stretching to my elbows locked at the bottom. And if you lean forward a little bit, you can get that stretch at the bottom, can't you? The bar doesn't hit your body. Skullcrushers are already a stretch position for the lengthened head. So I'm just trying to get it as close to my face as I can. Obviously, it's pressing against the bicep. Getting a serious tricep pump on these. But I got fatigued on this stuff. I'm like, I don't need to go as heavy. I just need to get really quality reps and get real close to failure. These curls were pretty much, some of them were failure. It's just the last rep I could do. And the extensions, I got them within 1 to 2 reps. But I also went and did a set of band press downs. I didn't put it on camera because this vlog is over 10 minutes, even trimming stuff down without the band work. And I want to build the volumes up on these. I want to get these up to 5 sets, but at 4 sets of 15-ish on these 2 exercises with these weights. I picked a weight I knew I could get 15, but by the 4th set, I was just out of steam, right? You can tell when a muscle is just done. I'm like, okay, so I need to build this up. I'd like to get these up to 5 sets. Okay, that will then give me 5 sets of chest presses, 5 sets of rows. Then we get 5 sets of each arm work, because if we don't want to count the rows and whatever. Okay, still keeps us in that great volume range. Keep us in that volume range, but then keep in mind, I'm doing the pullovers. Pullovers work pecs and lats. I also work that long head of the tricep. So really, when you start looking at this, we're getting good development for everything. We're getting a lot of angles, a lot of stretch. That's the main thing, is getting those lengthened positions. These curls are doing that, right? This is almost like a strict drag curl. I think that's what the old school guys called them, right? But I'm also making sure to get that stretch at the bottom. Making sure to get that stretch. Also, that came up in a vlog, and I'm probably not going to discuss this more in the future. People may not be aware, but at this point, I am just at replacement testosterone, TRT levels. So just an FYI, I'm not blasting. And I don't think I need to, because I want to work on my conditioning. And as funny as that sounds, in my personal experience, it's hard to build your cardio up if your testosterone is crazy high. It's actually more difficult. Just been my experience. And I think I can gain muscle just fine. People have failed to realize that when they've seen certain things. Like, I pulled 615 on camera. The first time I hit 615 on camera, I was not, I wasn't blasting, for those who may not be aware. And I may do this for the rest of the year, right? I feel like it's still good enough to just gain good muscle. Should be fine. If the training is dialed in right, the training stimulus is good, we can get a lot of these stretch positions, increase muscle fiber nuclear count, right? We just won't be able to gain a bunch of boost weight in the muscles. It'll just have to be pure muscle. All right, over to the pullovers. I decided to do them kind of what in the vlog Jamie discussed yesterday, trying to do them with a barbell and as straight of an arm as possible. Now, this was not the most comfortable thing in the world. It hurt in a good way. I felt stuff crackling loose when I did these. I like this. It's a little hard to get into position. I am struggling a little finding. I'm going to have to not lean so far off the bench because I'm finding it's hard to not get pulled off. I like to keep my legs balanced. Felt a little awkward. But yeah, you notice I'm pausing on these because that's the longest range of motion I could do. And I only got about 7 to 9 reps per set. That's all I could do because of the heavier weight. But feeling the stretch. And when I can get these all the way, when we get these on camera to where I can get to a full range of motion, like we keep stretching, keep stretching, keep stretching. Right, how do we get there? Loaded stretching, that is a loaded stretch. I'll be able to do pull-ups full range of motion from a dead hang without pain. Okay, I'll probably be able to overhead press without injuries at that point. That's the goal. That's a goal. But pretty happy with today's workout. It felt really good. I felt like definitely some quality stimulus here. So I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.